the governor of Texas has responded to Democrats walking out and stopping him from getting his bill that would make voting effectively not count for anything in Texas. He tweeted, "Election integrity and bail reform were emergency items for this legislative session. They still must pass." Now hold on, let's pause for a second there. Election integrity, emergency items. Like, Trump won in Texas. Like the Republicans still emergency. It's an people voted no. And as our producers pointed out, he's gonna call for a special session, which he did not do for Hurricane Harvey, multiple mass shootings, or I don't know, the pandemic. Those not so much emergencies. But some black voters in Houston voting, everybody get to the Capitol, that's an emergency. Okay, legislators will be expected to have worked out the details when they arrive at the Capitol for the special session. I get it, like if you're having people over, you don't wanna be arguing about what food to get, like when they get here, you should work it out ahead of time. But like this is, but the thing is, we're joking, it is an emergency to them. Hurricane Harvey happening, that fits with their view of the world. It wrecks some poor people's lives, whatever. Some mass shootings happen, doesn't affect Greg Abbott. He doesn't care about that. People starting to vote, having a little bit easier time to vote, that is actually an emergency for them. There are only two things across the country that seemingly count as emergencies. One is a sort of like, existential threat to their ability to maintain power. The other is their need to keep their base worked up. They are trying to stop people from voting, and they're trying to stop the transgender community from participating in sports. Those are the two emergencies that the Republican Party is currently facing, and that is why their bills are focused on those two things. So, Francesca, we were happy to see the Democrats win, but maybe with this special session, it won't last that long.
Yeah, and and they could use help. Democrats could use help from senators, and from on the federal level, and like passing HR 1 in the Senate is gonna be huge, right? And getting like protecting voting rights, enshrining them so we don't have, so we don't address voting rights the way we did COVID, which was piecemeal, on, off, wear a mask on, Tuesdays, but not on Wednesdays. Exactly. Like, and then you've got different spreads all over the country. I mean, that's essentially the states' rights origin of this country, which once again rooted in a lot of racism and rooted in who wanted to keep slavery, et cetera. So it is sad we have to refight these fights, but the Republicans have shown their hand so clear that this is what they're hell bent on, that even, we've talked about this before, they don't even say democracy anymore. Democracy is actually kind of a bad word if you're a Republican and you're on the right. You call it a republic. You call America a republic as if those two things are different. They're actually the same thing, but somehow in your mind they're not. And they're sort of floating this new theory that when all people vote, less people vote. And you're like, what? Yeah. More people, less democracy. You're like, huh? Anyway, keep on reading old Dr. Seuss and we'll be fine. Like, it's like, gotta go. Like they don't explain it, but we all know that this is what their aim is. So I don't know, yeah. John, you think, I'm looking at Beto O'Rourke trying to like make a little bit of a comeback. I'm more of a Joaquin Castro girl myself.
I don't know. I mean,
Joaquin and a Julian together.
Together, can two people run together? Like, is Beto gonna jump up onto our democracy and then stand on it and save us? I don't know. Maybe. Look, if he's the candidate, good, I guess. But I don't know. It's just the whole thing is
dog. I love every photo of Beto. His dog is always in the corner. He's got a black lab who's just like, oh. He's like, you're not gonna win. Like, just look at these photos of his dog. Very sad, very, very like knows that Beto might not be the guy, but who knows?
I don't know, and who knows you better than your dog? Anyway, I guess we'll wait and see. I don't know. It's just that the Republican Party has for a very long time understood far better how power works than the Democratic Party does. The Democratic Party does better than you might think. You just have to understand what they use their power towards, and inaction can be a very effective tool. That said, they're getting what they want, and they get that their base doesn't give a damn about democracy. They're not interested in that. They want people who they trust, whether they should trust them or not, to be in charge, to rule. That's what they have. And the Republican Party thinks that either permanently or at least for a while, the other ways that the system is manipulated to allow a small minority to maintain majority control of the bulk of the political power in the country, that is going to slow down reforms. And it's working pretty well for them. And one way to continue that is making it really, really hard to vote, which sure, that affects presidential elections and it affects like choosing your congressman and stuff like that. But it also helps you maintain Republican governorship in Texas. It also helps you maintain a Republican state legislature, I should say. So it's a pretty good strategy. Hopefully the Democrats will continue to take it seriously, but them taking it seriously in Texas is not enough. They have to do it nationally too. And Francesca was talking about HR 1. Manchin doesn't even support it. Like he does not support that. Like as of right now, it can't pass. So, and that's even if, they were to get rid of the filibuster. So,
I mean, and the other thing that happens, right? Yeah, and the other thing, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like also in a lot of state legislatures, when Democrats pull these things, Republicans are like, okay, cool, we're just gonna rewrite the rules. Like we don't need.
It's entirely possible they might do that with the legislature. Sure, why not? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why those things about like, oh, Democrats don't make even minor reforms of the filibuster because then Mitch McConnell will do. No, he will do literally whatever he needs to do to get done what he wants to get done. That is what he will do. That is what he has always done. That is what they always do. Like we talk about like, oh, maybe Beto will win. Okay, if Beto wins the governorship, I can tell you what the next couple chapters of that political story are. The Republican governor is gonna have a lot less power about 2 weeks after that election's done because that's what they do.
Right.
Republican state legislatures strip all of the power away from all of the state level executive branch offices the Democrats win. They've done it in multiple states already. They're gonna continue to do that. Whatever power they have will be used to maintain whatever power they need to hold on to. That's what it's gonna be. And by the way, like legislatures are one thing, the Supreme Court's a pretty big one. And we're like hoping like maybe they can pass voting reform at the national level. Okay, good. And hopefully it will last with a conservative supermajority in the Supreme Court that understands the political calculations. We'll see.
John,
we'll see.
You sound like you studied poli-sci. So I have a question. No, but in terms of a state's constitution, can you make an amendment, or like how important are our state's constitutions? Do we have them? Are they like whatevs? They're there. Are they like replicas and they're like California's version? Do you know what I mean? Like, can we add? Is there an amendment you can say you can't rewrite the rules, to like strip authority from the incoming governor?
I mean, you could potentially. Well, first of all, you'd have to see the individual state you're talking about because every state constitution is different. You could, in theory, I guess, have some sort of general guidelines of what the legislatures can do. I don't know honestly.
Yeah.
It would depend on the individual states. I'm not sure.
Okay. That's okay.
And good luck passing a constitutional amendment in the states where they control the state government enough to the point where they could strip a governor of his power. Or strip, like in Georgia, like strip, the incoming secretaries of state and the board that controls the election, strip them of their power and hand it over to some partisan group. It's not just the governor. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.